Did we find the best iPad accessories on a budget? Let's talk about it. Welcome back to the channel. So if you watch my channel, you know one thing. I'm always trying to find the best tech and tech accessories on a budget, but running an Apple channel and a Mac hardware channel, it really doesn't make it easy. So today we're going to cover a great suite of products for your iPads from a company called eiP. So what is that? Right over here. eiP was established in 2023, dedicated to providing the best accessories for your iPads right there. It's actually part of a bigger company called Penoval. See it up here? You're probably that's more of a common name. In any case, we're going to find out if they make really good products for your iPads. So the products I'm going to be showing you today are for my 11th gen iPad sitting over here because I don't like to spend a lot of money. But if you have like an iPad mini or an iPad Pro, all that kind of stuff, this company makes accessories for all of them. So that you'll probably get some value from watching this video. Also in the timeline, you can skip ahead to any of the parts you want. So the reason I love the 11th gen iPad sitting right on my desk over here is look on Amazon. You can get it for $299 right now. And with Apple doing all these new things on iOS 26, they're going to be adding menu systems, better windowing, file management, upgrades to a whole bunch of different features. And it's slowly becoming into like a little laptop computer, and you can get it for $299 if you can get accessories that aren't going to kind of break the bank, right? This is where eiP comes in. I'm going to show you 4 different accessories today, and it's starting from a keyboard in a case to a pencil to another case to a carrying bag, where you can get all 4 of those products if you want all 4 of them for probably the same cost as an Apple Pencil Pro. So it's actually going to be a budget type setup. Is it good enough to kind of make your little iPad here into a little mini computer? We'll find out. Okay, product number 1 is sitting on my desk, but I'll be showing you close-ups as I'm talking about this the entire way. Right over here, though, let's just talk about price first. This is the eiP Magnetix Keyboard Case for the iPad. This is the A16. So this one will work with the 11th and the 10th generation iPad. Obviously, that's the same design. If you go down here, though, you can see that they actually have cases just like this for a whole bunch of different iPads down here. So definitely see if you can find yours down here. But we're going to talk about this one right here. It's right now currently $62.90 only with a 10% discount. You can pick this up on Amazon. I'll have links to this in the description. But take a look at this. I mean, this sure beats right paying $250 for an Apple keyboard. Now, is it an Apple keyboard? It's not really going to be obviously going to have all the features of that, but this one actually has some additional features on top of that, and I think for the cost, this is really, really solid. So let's get into all the features now. Now let's talk about some reasons I like this, and there's a lot of them. Number 1 is going to be the design of it. You can take a look at it up close, and as I'm showing you the pictures, it almost looks like it's almost like a fabric material, but it's definitely not. It's made out of a very strong material, and I love it. I mean, it feels good in the hand. It looks elegant. It looks like a much more expensive case keyboard than it really is. Number 1, your iPad slips into the top part of it. It's got a nice felt backing back there. It's got rubber bumpers all around in case you drop it. So the case material and the protection of your iPad is really high here, and as you're carrying this around, nobody would suspect this is like a $65 keyboard. It just looks really, really good. I mean, take a look at it again. The back of it, the stand, everything, high quality there. So I give them high marks just on the design in general. Another thing I like testing is going to be the ease of use, and this actually checks all the boxes. You simply just turn it on. It actually will start flashing a light. You go into your iPad, go into Bluetooth, you look for the name of this, and you go ahead and pair it. It took me less than about 10 or 15 seconds. It worked right out of the box every single time. So overall, if you're just kind of worried, sometimes people have problems even getting these things paired. This thing has absolutely no problem. Obviously, they've done their research, their testing. It worked perfectly. Now, once you charge this, you're supposed to get up to about 200 hours of use on it, which is pretty incredible. Now, I haven't been able to fully test that myself because it's never run out, and I've been using it for about a week or 2 now. I actually love it. So overall, I can't complain there. The battery's really good on a single charge. You're not going to run out of battery just in the middle of the day. It's all obviously, like I said, 200 hours of use time. It's going to depend on some of the settings you have on it and stuff like that, but I do believe that would be true. Now the keyboard in general, as far as typing, is really nice. So if you take a look at some of the shots I'm showing you, it's actually got a very natural feel to it. Key travel is very nice. You would think sometimes these things are too small. Sometimes you get keyboards that have kind of weird layouts and stuff. That is not this one. I mean, this one is very, very easy. Moving from my normal Mac keyboard here to this one, I felt no difference at all. So it's actually a really good job on an inexpensive keyboard like this. It's also got some custom keys on it that actually make this really nice. So you can control your brightness, your sound on your iPad directly with some built-in keys here. You can go ahead and call up Siri. You can do a whole bunch of different things custom to the iPad built into this keyboard. It's actually really nice. The keyboard also has a few custom keys. I guess they're patented keys. So if you use programs like GoodNotes, Notability, WellNote, some applications like that, they actually have specialized keys up here that'll do specific tasks for you. I'll kind of show you on the box here what it's telling you. But there's also a full tutorial on Amazon. You can go to Amazon and look at that. It'll go through all these different features for you. But if you use any of those note-taking apps, it's got some special keys built into it as well. Now, I just use a different type of app, so I wasn't using those too much. But if you do, it could be a huge plus. The keyboard also is backlit. It's got a couple different, I think 3 or 4 different backlit levels. You can go ahead and take a look here. It's also got 7 different colors you can change it to as far as the keys are concerned. Obviously, if you make it a little too bright, you're going to affect your battery, but I still like it that it's built in a keyboard this inexpensive. So you get 7 different colors. Again, that's not totally me. I usually keep it white, but I know there's people out there that like those colors, and it has it. Okay, the trackpad. Now the trackpad's actually a little bit larger than a lot of the competing brands, which is really nice if you want to do gestures, and they actually have that built in. I'm going to show you some examples here. You can do the 3-finger, the 2-finger gestures, and there's a whole tutorial as well as that as well on the Amazon page. You can go there and take a look at all the different things you can do with this thing, but it works flawlessly. There's no lag between this and the iPad. As you can see, you can move down, scroll through web pages, you can scroll through applications. All that stuff is super easy using the trackpad as well. So I give them an 8 or a 9 out of 10 there as well for a product like this. So this isn't just a keyboard though, it's a keyboard case, but it's also a stand. So on the back of it, the stand flips. It flips from the top down, not from the bottom up, all right? It's just something to note because I was trying to get it from the bottom, trying to go like this, but it comes from the top down. And I almost peeled the bottom of it off. It's the other direction. Just make sure you go from the top down. Once you do that though, it can go from 0 degrees up to 135 degrees. And it's also fully detachable. So you can detach it and you can use it in portrait mode as well, which is super nice. And since you've detached it and it's Bluetooth, you can actually move the screen away from it as well. And then if you want to have your keyboard here and your screen somewhere else, like further away, you can do that because it'll work directly through Bluetooth. So it's fully detachable. There's a magnet built into it. It attaches right back with the magnet. Super, super cool. It even has a place for your Apple Pencil or the eiP pencil I'm going to show you in a second right at the top up there. So for what is it, $62.90. I think this thing's a steal. That's product number 1. All right, this next product's in my hand right here. This is called the eiP Pencil 2, and I think this is the perfect replacement for the Apple Pencil for somebody like me. And who is somebody like me? So I like to sketch just a little bit. I like to take notes more for work and for school. So I'm usually taking notes. I'm just doing basic sketching. Obviously, if you're an artist or someone like that, you may want to go with the Apple Pencil. But if you're anybody else and somebody just like me that just likes to take notes and do some basic stuff on my iPad, I mean, they really have you covered with this product. Okay, right over here on Amazon, this is $29.90 right now. Again, it's the eiP Pencil 2. Inside of here, if you go over here to the side, you can click on this and just make sure, once you get in here, you can see if this is compatible with your iPad. Just make sure it is. It's compatible with most of the modern iPads and things like that. And $29.90. But definitely look for sales as well in here. You're going to see them from time to time. Well, let's get into why I like this thing so much. Okay, first of all, this actually will connect to the iPad that I have sitting over here. Just make sure it does with your model as well via a magnet. Now, it's not going to do magnetic charging, but it's very, very strong. A lot of these, kind of cheaper pencils will fall off and things like that with the magnetic hold. This one is very strong. So you get 15 hours of actual use time with this, and I think they say on a 30-minute charge, and I think that's about true. That's about what I'm getting there. You also have a little area here in the front that's got like a little rubber stopper you take off, and it comes with a little cable, so you have to charge it through this little USB-C port over here. So it's not going to be charging through your iPad like some of the Apple Pencils, but still, I think this is super easy, especially when you're getting 15 hours. To turn it on, there's actually a little button on the back. I'll show you some close-ups. You can go ahead and flip it on. You just click on it. It'll turn on, and then it gives you some kind of visual representation of the battery level. So it'll go, I think, from green to blue to red if the battery's draining. So at least you know where the battery is on it if you're getting close to it. And overall, I think that's a great feature as well. One thing I like about this too is it works right out of the box. So as long as you just make sure it's charged up, you turn it on, and you'll see that I can go ahead and I can scrub through all my different screens. I can open up applications. It works just like it should. You don't really have to go ahead and pair anything like that. It just feels really good with the tip as well. Feels good on the screen. One thing too is the palm rejection works phenomenally on this thing. So a lot of these cheaper ones, that's one of the big issues is it can't, it doesn't register palm rejections too good. I mean, that's what Apple's really good at. This one's really close to that, I think. I've had no problems with it whatsoever. I've done a little bit of sketching and drawing where my palm's hitting it, and I've had no issues. So if you're like me, the reason I actually use something like this is more for just taking notes, obviously, like I mentioned before, or for sketching something. So I use a program. It's actually called Sketchbook. It's a free program. You can download it from the App Store there on iOS, and I love the thing. So you can go ahead in here and you can, I'm showing you some examples here. You can take notes super easily if you want to sketch out things. This pen just tracks so well. Like I mentioned, every single thing you click on as far as the brushes, the sizes, the colors, everything like that, you don't have to really double click anything. So overall, I've had no issues with it whatsoever. And just taking notes for class, like I said, if you're in school, this is going to do the trick. Just download the Sketchbook for free and start taking your notes as you need to. It's really easy to save everything. If you want to do some basic sketches, it's got all the different, color schemes and all the different brushes built into there. And this pairs perfectly with it. So just showing you some examples as I'm talking here, because it is really kind of a pleasure to use. I mean, I've never really used that many pencils. I'm not really, I'm not an Apple Pencil person. But when I started using this, I'm like, why would I buy anything more for what I need it for? So at the end of the day, if you're like a full artist or something and you need an Apple Pencil, you're probably not going to be happy with this. But if you're like me and you just like basic things, you want to take some notes and stuff, I think for under 30 bucks, also look for some sales and stuff like that. I mean, this thing's a steal. Okay, so we have two more products here, and I'm going to keep these really short. So let's say you don't need the keyboard in the case. You just want kind of a case to carry your iPad around with. They have you covered as well right here. So here it is in my hand, but I'm going to show you some close-ups as I'm talking. But first of all, on Amazon, it's $25.90 right now. They call it the eiP magnetic flip case here. And this is for the iPad A16. It's going to work with the 11th and the 10th generation here as well. And you can see the dates in here. They make another one down here, but you definitely go in and you can kind of go to their website and see if they have one for your iPad. The reason I like this thing is just the quality of the build. Again, it's made by eiP. It's made out of a really nice material, and on the inside, it's kind of has like this felt material where your iPad seeds in, so it's not going to scratch it. It's very easy to get your iPad in and out of it, unlike some of the cheaper cases. It's also got a kind of a magnetic front on it, so you can kind of detach it. I'm going to show you some close-ups. You can detach it and reattach it. Once you detach it, you can move it around and it can become a stand. So you can go ahead and set up your iPad. You can go to from 0 to 120 degrees. You can do it in landscape mode. You can do it in portrait mode. It just works really well. So if you want to go ahead and watch a movie and you want to go use this as the case, first of all, when you get to your location, you kind of separate the two, turn it into that kind of flip stand, and it just works perfect. It's also got a spot for your Apple Pencil or your eiP pencil right in here, and that works great. And even on the side of it, once your iPad's in here, you can magnetically attach it to this as well on the outside if you want to. That's an added bonus. So for $25.90, I think this is a good product as well. So the fourth product in the eiP lineup for today, if you want to protect your iPad even more, so let's say you have this keyboard case, but you want a bag to carry it maybe to the airport or to the library or something, they have you covered as well. So right over here, you can see it over here. This is actually the eiP Slim Tablet Bag, $21.17 only. It says eiP. It takes between an 8 and 11 inch waterproof. So if it should fit most iPads in that size range. And you can see here, waterproof slim tablet carrying case. So what is this? Well, first of all, it's made out of a waterproof material. And the claim to fame of this is the zippers. If you take a look, I'm going to show you some close-ups of the zippers where they actually kind of, connect there. You can see it's fully waterproof. I've never seen in this price, for around $20 for the zippers to close that way because it's full water protection. You can see it doesn't look like a normal zipper. It just molds really, really nice so no water can get in there. I like that. If you open it up, you can see all the different pockets in here as well. It's got some nice lining. It's got like a neoprene lining. And actually, this whole setup I told you earlier with the keyboard fits right in there. It slots right in. You can throw a mouse on the other side pocket and things like that. And then on the front of it, it actually has like a document pocket or a little smaller pocket on the front of it as well. So $21.17. So if you add all these things to combined, the cost isn't that much and your iPad's fully protected. So just keep in mind that they make this as well. I just wanted to touch on it. Okay, final thoughts here. So with iPad OS 26 coming out, making all of your iPads more like a little mini computer, I think eiP has you covered here. Whether you buy the keyboard and the case right there with the flip stand, and you actually buy the eiP pencil over here, obviously it's not going to be the same. The pencil's not going to be exactly like an Apple Pencil. I believe this has the tilting, but not the pressure sensitivity. But for everything that I showed you that I was doing, just taking notes and some general sketching and drawing, it works perfectly, right? And then you can go ahead and add the other case or the carrying case if you need that, and you're golden. You can add all of these products, I believe, for less cost than just the Apple Pencil Pro. You can get all four of these, and you really only need maybe one or two of these because the pencil may be the first one I showed you, or the carrying case, and the one without the keyboard and the pencil. So whatever you want, you can kind of combine all these products. But I still think it's a really good deal from eiP. So just check them out again. And just full disclosure here, I was sent all of these products, but they did not tell me anything to say. They didn't test my video. They didn't watch the video before I released it. They just gave me the product. products and said, can you make a video? And I did that. I enjoyed all the products. And like I said, I only make these videos on products I like. Otherwise, I don't do it. That's kind of what my channel is all about. I get so many that I don't like that I just don't do the videos. So for all it's worth, these are pretty good, and I actually like them, again, for the cost of them. You got to keep that in mind. We'll talk to you guys in the next video. This is only a short-term review. I've only had these, again, for a couple weeks, but we will talk to you. Maybe I'll do a longer-term review in the future. We'll talk to you soon. Peace.